Damn, this camera is touchy. Just trying to get her up to temp. Still at 179, this thing's been running a hot minute. At 180, finally, goodness. That ethanol, buddy, that ethanol. What up, what up? So I've been doing a little work. There is a new video coming. You guys will see it when it comes. When that gets finished up, but since that, I fixed some battery cables, so I redid all the ends on a bunch of the battery cables, and then today we just got this 220 amp alternator hooked up. So I'm fighting some little issues, and I think having a better electrical system overall may help us solve some of it, overcome it. But yeah, she is looking good. She's looking good. Sounds good. Yeah, she's been happy, man. Like, oh, this combination that's in it right now, the 6.0 Texas Speed heads, Texas Speed custom cam, bunch of Texas Speed internals, the air to water, all that. It's just been very, very happy. You know, it comes up on the converter quick. It builds boost quick. It's like I mean, there's no other way to put it. It just, the car has been happy. You guys will see. We've got a video coming up. I just took it out, did a little bit of racing, and it just cracked off another personal best. So the Nova once again has gone faster than it's ever gone before, and that was after, you know, the car's been put up for damn near a year. We went to LS Fest, made like one hit, and then we went out and then off the trailer and went a personal best. Need to fix that. No, thank you. I don't need to fix shit about the body. The body is the story. It's the story of this car. So, yeah, we might have to do. I don't really want to go to smaller pulley size to charge at idle, or charge a little bit more at idle. But you see when it starts getting down here, let me see if I can climb in this damn thing. So with that underdrive on it, on the crank, and then the pulley size that we currently have on it, I don't know why this thing won't focus. But see, if we give it just at 1400 RPM, we're up to 1500, we're up to 14.1 volts. The big thing is that I was noticing that we had a lot of electrical load. So like with this thing on, this air to water pump, I mean, this thing is eating. I mean, when this thing kicks on, it definitely changes the electrical load. It draws a lot. So we went to the 220 amp alternator, and right now I've got everything on. The air pump's not on, but let me hear it. There we go. Now air pump's on, and then let's go back up. So this is everything. I mean, 2100 RPM, air pump on, everything's on, 14.4 volts. I can live with that. I can live with that. Obviously, you see we get back down to idle here. It's warmed up 187 degrees. It doesn't necessarily like to charge at idle, and that's because of the pulley size that we have on it. Hola! Hey Vern, what's up? Joey, Michael, Chad, I see you guys. It's a pulley size thing, so it takes a little bit of math and a little bit of trial and error to kind of get the pulley size exactly where you want it. I do have in the back here, oh, I can't reach around the seat, but I do carry an extra pulley, a different size pulley. So like right now, if we went to a little bit smaller pulley on the alternator, it would be more apt to charge at idle. But what we want is we'd rather have it charging and not cutting off at higher RPM at 7,000 RPM. I'd rather the electronic system still be working and twerking than having the whatchamacallit. Oh, now I can't remember which one's which. I'd rather have that working than, you know, worried about, oh well, at idle it's not charging. Well, you know what? It's way more important for it to have voltage and what it needs at a higher RPM than at idle, for sure. And I think that's what part of our problem is. So one of these little problems, one of these little gremlins I've been chasing down, having, because this thing pulls so much electrical draw and load, and those things are loose and they shouldn't be loose. So I don't know how the hell that happened, but maybe tightening them up will help us out a little bit too. Now you can see, hold on, right? She's off, right? And then when you click her on, you can see the voltage drop. So that's why we went to this bigger alternator. I also redid a bunch of the battery ends, you know what I mean? So then this way I can make sure we're having a good connection. We've got good connection. We've got, you know, proper electrical system working. And then 193, I mean, this thing has been, I've been on live for 8 minutes, and this thing was running for another 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, probably even more before I got on this live, because I went live on Facebook. And we're just now at 193. So pretty good, pretty good. I do gotta change the oil. I've cleaned out the fuel filters. Oh, let me get up out of here. Oh, let's see if I can do this. So I cleaned out the fuel filters. I've got a fresh case of oil from Hot Shots, so we'll go ahead and do an oil change on this thing. You can see we're burning off some condensation. I think that's just in the oil. I think we've milked the oil pretty good. You know, just it happens over time. Those alcohol, methanol, ethanol, those alcohol fuels will milk the oil, especially in a system like that where, like, it's an okay ventilation system, but I would prefer to have something a little bit better, you know what I mean? Michael, thank you, brother, thank you. Yeah, I might have a few tricks up my sleeve. I might have a few tricks up my sleeve here. So let me go ahead and kill this. Alright. So we'll go ahead and kill that. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the alternator. But I got a few tricks up. I might have a few tricks up my sleeve. For those of you guys that don't know, I am going to be racing at No Mercy. So for the first time ever, I've been to No Mercy. I've been to Lights Out. I've been to a couple of those radio races and stuff for work. And but I've never gotten to race. And this year, and actually a couple weeks, I'm getting the opportunity to race. I'm locked in. Big love from the UK. That's what's up. Lonnie, I see you. Paul, good evening. Thank you, Tommy. What's up? So the plan is to take this thing and run 6.0 index. All right, Oregon, I see you, Kevin Jones. So the plan is to run 6.0 in this, which it can do very easily with this motor combination, the way it's set up. You guys will see once we get the video wrapped up. There's going to be a video from this past weekend from when I went and took it out and everything. Went some personal bests again, went the fastest the car's ever gone. And to run 6.0, we actually have to turn it down. Like, you know, so I think that'll be pretty cool because it's not going to be, we're not going to be heavy on it, you know. We're not going to be beating the hell out of it, trying to make it run a number. I'm thinking it's probably going to take somewhere in the 13 pounds of boost range to run 6.0. So if my math is correct, it'll be somewhere in that 12, 13, maybe 14 pounds of boost range. But usually I'm pretty good about that. I think it's really going to be 12, 13, depending on how fast I bring it in and all that kind of stuff. So obviously with racing 6.0, like, we can sacrifice a 60 foot because it doesn't have to 60 foot. We have to run a 6.0 and we got enough power to run it. So there's no need to try to really get after it on the 60 foot and possibly blow the tire or do something, you know what I mean? Yeah, not have a good launch, or I'd rather just take it slow, let it roll out the hole, and then, you know what I mean, go from there. So, what size turbo? It's a stainless diesel 5-blade 85 millimeter Godfather. So it's an 85 T6 85 millimeter, but it is a special 5-blade compressor wheel design that is actually meant for diesels. But yeah. But for those of you guys that don't know, I spend a lot of my, especially my work time, connected to the diesel world for work. So all Oregon guys getting together. Badass. Thank you. So yeah, Matt, how long since you did new U-joints? It has been not super long because I got a new 3-inch drive shaft with new 1350 joints. In terms of like actual time, it may be like 2 years in terms of actual time, but this car also hasn't moved for like a year. So in terms of passes, not that many passes, but time. Yep. So I'd gotten that that rear with, I know, probably because of fucking radio lights out shit. Yeah, you're right. I ain't mad. What's up, Don? What about a full video? So a full video is coming within the next few days. So within the next few days, we will have a full video up. It is currently getting edited, worked on, everything. So you guys that don't know, I do a lot of media work for multiple companies and social media work and everything else. So working our own stuff into the schedule right now is just something we're trying to figure out. But yeah. But before the end of the week, there's going to be a full video. You guys will see the new personal best pass. You'll see me struggle a bunch. It's like we picked up exactly where we left off. I do something cool. I ride the struggle bus. It's not in this video, but you guys, that's what I'm showing you now. I just did the alternator. I did battery ends. We're thinking about possibly swapping the ECU over. So we're working, to make improvement. 540 run, hell yeah. This thing has never had a Lucor. I mean, they put a gear set in it, but yeah, it's still a 373 gear. How's health doing? Health's going okay. I have been on Remicade infusions for a few months now.
So the infusions have definitely been helping with like my everyday, day to day kind of symptoms, like bathroom, like stomach hurting, like that kind of stuff, has definitely improved. I still need a surgery. That part of it still has not improved, and we're kind of getting to the point where I'm gonna have to like, push the surgeon, like, hey, bro, like either shit or get off the pot. Like if you're not gonna do this surgery, I'm gonna go find somebody else who can, because it's been over, we're coming on a year that I was hospitalized, and I've needed that surgery since then. So, you know, the infusions ain't doing it. They ain't fixing the part that's fucked up that needs the surgery. So, yeah. Will a 12.7 Detroit diesel turbo work in an SBC 400 cubic inch engine? Probably. I don't know what's on a 12.7 Detroit, but I would assume it's hard because sometimes the diesel turbos are like S300 frame stuff. So like a T4 S366 or an S369 or 63, whatever, that kind of stuff. That's a little small. Now, if you have a S400 frame, like this is an S400 frame T6 132, any S400 frame will work. Typically, I think in stock form, those would usually come as like a 76 millimeter. So that will work on a 400 plus cubic inch small block. Will it work? Absolutely. Should you do like an S400 that's like an 88? I would say absolutely yes. 400 cubic inch. Also, you might want to, I don't know, the 132 AR. Keep an eye on back pressure, drive pressure. But will it work? Absolutely. Is it the most efficient thing to do? No. But will it work? And you've got it? Absolutely, throw it on there. It'll be a blast. Doctors move in slow motion. Yeah, I had an allergic reaction. Had my colon removed and regret it. I have not. I've not had any reactions to Remicade. The only reaction that I've had has been I take Remicade naps, like usually after the infusion, which you know, you sit in a chair for a couple hours, you get the shit pumped in through an IV and blah blah blah. I usually just get a little tired, and you know, we call it a Remicade nap. Like when I get home, I'm not ready to tackle the rest of the day. I more want to kind of lay down a little bit, but it's just that day, and it's, you know what I mean. No big deal. I would get sick a day after. Yeah, see, I haven't had any of that. I've been fortunate in that. So we had to adjust a little bit on the schedule. Like, I think right now we're on every 6 weeks. So it seemed like towards the end, like right before, like just the medicine was wearing off a little bit. So being down VA advocate depends on the state. Yeah, and that's the thing, is the funny part is, although this is through the VA, the surgeon is not, because it's a specialized surgery, so the VA docs can't do it. How do I turn this? There we go. Flashlight off so my phone won't die. It's actually a civilian doctor who's giving me, when you had your, was it ulcerative colitis? Funny, I'm getting a message about that. It's actually never been diagnosed. Still, to this day. What you doing? Sloppy Joe's? Oh, you got headphones in. What the hell is that noise? Like my garage door is like just vibrating a little bit. So even still to this day, I still do not have a diagnosis, which one would think it's Crohn's disease. I'm being treated for Crohn's disease, but they still have never put it on paper. But at this point, I don't care because I'm getting medicine and it's helping. So, also I've made like some dietary changes. I've fooled around a little bit with the carnivore diet. That really wouldn't, I don't know. I could probably do it, but sometimes it's challenging when traveling and working and stuff. But I've definitely changed my diet and been more mindful of it. A lot more water intake, you know, paying attention to things like this here. I just bought this. It's a sparkling water with caffeine in it, but it's got no fat, no sodium, no sugar, no protein, vitamin E, vitamin B6, vitamin B12. But so just like, you know, I've been drinking like liquid death kind of stuff, like just to get a little, don't get me wrong, I still have a Coke and this, that, and the other. But I've been trying to change the diet a little bit, you know what I mean? Just be a little more cognizant of it. I've been buying meat not at Walmart. I've been going to like a local place, and I think the quality of meat is better. So this thing really ain't bad. Sparkling water, blue raspberry flavored sparkling water, which I don't get because it has 0 sugar, but it's got to have something in it. I don't see anything else crazy in there, but carbonated waters, you know what I mean? Just to mix it up a little bit. Regular water, just been drinking actual water a lot more than I ever have. Daniel, I see you. Probiotics. I don't do anything probiotic wise or nothing like that. So, because you got to understand that the problem that I had is that I could not retain any food. I would go straight through my system. So I do not want anything that increases the chance of, you know what I mean? Dark chocolate. Ooh, dark chocolate does sound good. What I do, I've actually been eating, like I've been eating these cookies, and it sounds stupid because you're like, well, you're eating cookies. But they're like, I don't know, they're just chocolate chip cookies, but they're like dark chocolate chips. It's made from just flour, sugar, eggs, like none of the crazy preservatives, like none of that kind of shit, none of it. And I'm like, I'd rather just, you know, if I'm gonna eat junk food, I'd rather eat real junk food. So, yep. This I don't mind. The whatchamacallit, the liquid death, the cherry carbonated ones, I like those. And those are sweetened with agave, and I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but I've just been trying to be off as much of the processed shit as I possibly can. You know what I mean? Obviously, can't live a perfect life, but berries, stay away from these fruits. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy some watermelon. I'm not really like a strawberry or a blueberry. I'm not kind of big on the berries. Bananas, I like bananas. Seed fruits. Yeah, I mean, watermelon's a seed fruit, but I think it's mostly just water, so it's not that bad. But there you guys have it. Like I said, there will be. I was not planning on going live all night long. I just kind of kicked it on. I just wanted to show you guys because this will not be in the video when the video comes out. But 220 amp alternator. I got this actually right from Speedway, and I was very surprised. The Speedway motors, not a plug for them or anything. It's just where I happen to get it. And the 220, and because the reason I got it, because it was also the truck style alternator, so it would go exactly where, my old one went. Obviously, I got the SHITBOX Supply Pulley on there because we have got an underdrive on the fluid damper. We've got our own kind of, system here. We've got our own system that has made this work and solved some problems that we were previously having. And then I did, well, you guys can't see it, but I did new, is this thing closed? Yeah, it's closed. I did new terminal ends on the battery wires and stuff because some of them were like a little loose. They were a little janky just from when I had done them however long ago and didn't have the right tools. So I got where did that thing go? I didn't put, oh, yeah, I did put it back. Put it back with my wiring stuff. I got the little, you know what I mean? The heavy duty crimper and all that, so that way I could fix some of that up. And yeah, you guys heard it run. It's running good. It's happy. It is I need to do an oil change on it. I got that in the truck. Oh, I don't even know if you guys have really seen, if you guys pay attention to some of the YouTube stuff I shared, but I got a new truck. Well, new to me. Mega Cab 07 5.9 Cummins deal. I freaking love this truck. This truck was actually owned by the guy who drives the Fire Punk Pro Mod. So one of the brothers works at Fire Punk. This was his baby for like 10 years or more. He owned this truck. Oh, hold on. See if I got the key in my pocket. Do I have the key in my pocket? No. Should I have the key in my pocket? Yes. There it is in the other pocket. That's why. I'll show you guys this thing because I love it. Boom, boom, boom. But super clean. He did the interior swap. So it's got leather. It's got, you know, the big center console. This thing has been, right now the back's a little dirty because I got, when I was telling you guys about, like, I've been drinking water now, I haven't been joking. Like, we go on trips and I just make sure we got a shit ton of water with us. So, but mega cab, plenty of room. Damn, that's nice. Thank you. It's an 07, so it's a 5.9. And if you guys don't know, I did a whole separate YouTube channel just to kind of put some info out on this because I figured it was kind of separate from what I'm doing. If you look up Diesel Dumb is the YouTube channel, and I just went to Fire Punk. They rebuilt it. I just kind of, you know, stood by and learned while they redid the entire transmission. So now it's got billet input shaft. Well, it had a billet input, but now it's got billet input, billet output, billet triple disc converter, everything. Like, this thing is a towing monster machine. This thing is ready to tow for even hundreds of thousands of more miles. So, very nice truck. I'm very happy to have it. Check out our Halloween decorations. But, yeah. You can't see, but fifth wheel in there. You know, still got bumper pull. We've been using a bumper pull for right now. But my plan was to one day eventually get an enclosed trailer. And to get an enclosed trailer, I needed a truck that would pull it. And the Tahoe was not that truck. So, Mallory, she's inside. I think she's making some dinner. See? Oh, Regal. That thing may be going bye-bye soon. So, 300,000, no issues. Yeah. Well, so the thing about that truck is by the dash, it's got over 300,000 miles. But it's had many different engine and trans combinations in it. At one point, that truck made over 1,000 horsepower. It doesn't right now, but yeah, it's had, you know, because the guys at Fire Punk owned it, so it would get motors, you know, they would do fun shit. They would blow it up, blow up the trans, rebuild it, blah, blah, blah. Right now, it's got a just 5.9 in it, nothing crazy, stock turbo, stock fuel. So I happen to also work with the company that does complete long blocks and built the billet engine, the billet Cummins that's in the Fire Punk Pro Mod. So we'll probably end up doing like a stage 1 ported head studs, stainless. The turbo company, obviously they want to be on there, so we'll probably do like a mild 600-700 horsepower kind of thing, like where, because the big thing is you can't you don't want to be towing, like you don't want to put it tune 5 and then be towing its ass off and shit. You want to, you know, treat it nicely. So it'll be more of a, like, you know, we put the head studs, we'll put some fuel on air on it, probably, like I said, 600-700 horsepower kind of range. So that way we don't really got to touch the bottom end of the 5.9. We can just leave it stock and it'll be happy. But, you know, 600 horsepower to still be 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. It'll be crazy torque. And Yeah, and when the trailer's not hooked up and I want to, you know, be a jerk off and roast tires, or, you know, make a pull down the highway, clicking on Tune 5, floor it, let it eat, you know, just have fun. So if you take care of the chassis, yeah. So that one, you guys can't tell because it's got 35s on it. I need to swap out the wheels and tires. That one has a completely custom lowering kit that they built. It's not an off-the-shelf thing. So it's lowered more than any standard 2500 lowering kit. It's got Fire Punk tubular control arms on front. It's got the Fire Punk tubular traction bars. It's got, like, it's an awesome fucking truck. So I just towed up to Pennsylvania with it this weekend and back. We used it to go to LS Fest and back. It is super comfortable. On the way back from Pennsylvania, we put some EDT in the fuel tank, and I was cognizant of the mile per hour. I did, like, you know, between 60 to 65 mile an hour, just because that was kind of like the speed limit in different places. And we were getting over 20 miles to the gallon. I think at one point it was as high as 21.3, but I think the average for the last 200 miles of the trip was 20.8. So, I mean, yeah, diesel fuel's a little more expensive. Depending on where you are, some places cheaper. You know, EDT costs a few bucks, but absolutely well worth it, because if we're getting 20 plus miles to the gallon, loaded, towing, you know what I mean? Car on the trailer. This is the heaviest car I will probably ever own that goes on the trailer and gets towed like that. And I only want to make it lighter. So, yeah, you know, sounds like it's died. Yeah, it's, you know, and I know, like, the diesel guys, I know them super well. I work with a bunch of them. I work with a bunch of the diesel companies. So if I ever have a question, super easy to get information. I know I can skip the line of, like, oh, I think I should get this turbo. And, like, no, they've done it. They've done all the turbo combinations. They'll be like, you want 700? Here's the injector. Here's the CP3. Here's the turbo. Here's what you need. Bam. And I just get that, put it on, go back to Fire Punk, tune it up, do it, boom, 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 you know, good to roll. So, all right, I'm going to jump off here, guys. I'm going to go get some dinner. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, there will be a video this week. At some point this week, the video will be wrapped up, probably within the next day or two, I would think, I would hope. And there will be a video on the Nova and everything we did this weekend, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know what's coming next. So, the Regal might be going bye-bye. And if it does, then I got to, like, I don't know, there's some things I got to figure out. I do know that No Mercy is, like, the next big thing, and that's only in a couple weeks. It's only like 2-3 weeks away. So I will be at No Mercy. If you guys are close to Georgia, whatever, I will be there probably early in the week, all the way through the weekend, and should have Fool's Gold there running 6.0. Unless I can make something else run 6.0. I don't know. But probably Fool's Gold. So I'll see you guys. I'm out.